All right, good morning. Good morning, Andrea. We will begin at 9:02. All right, 9:02. Yeah, good morning, Andrea. Let me just let everyone in and take attendance simultaneously. Daniel Martinez. Do I have a Daniel Martinez? Huh. I do have a Juan Morales, though. Wait, actually, do I have a Juan Morales? All right. Jose Esperanza, that I do. All right. Good morning, Rafael. I'll let Rafael or Esperanza in. Good morning. I'll just let these two kids in. All right. Daniel Martinez, are you new to my roster? Okay, Gerardo, you're good. Bryant, you're good. Oh, aquí está Colocho. Daniel Martinez. Bryant, you're good. Colocho, you're good. Did I mark Colocho? Yeah, I did mark Colocho here. Jesus. Sorry. Where was it? Daniel Martinez, are you supposed to be in my class? Because I do not see you in my printed roster. Let me load something up real quick. See if I can dig it up. Give me like 30 seconds here. Yeah, I don't see you here. All right, we'll figure it out. If not, I might have to kick you out because I don't know who you are. All right, Jennifer Thofa, aquí está, as well as Angel Carrera, Zion Ramos, boom, and Litzy Pineda, boom. Okay. And Gina Alessio, we're good there too. Unless he's super excited to learn math. Karen Limas, boom. Aquí está. Oh, here comes also Kenya Garcia. Where's Kenya Garcia? Huh. Unless there's another Kenya that I know of. All right, well, whatever. How are you guys getting these codes? I mean, I'm just letting kids in, but, you know, they really can't do much. All right, David Vale, you're good. David Bullocks, all right. David Vale, boom. All right. Okay, again, we'll get started in less than 1 minute. Okay, for those who are not saying anything, I guess they left, as a matter of fact. Okay, Brian, Gene, yeah, I guess he bounced because he's like, well, I can't control anything, so I guess it's gonna be boring. Well, I'm not a boring guy, though. I don't think I'm a boring guy, at least. I mean, you guys are in my class, so you guys think I'm fun, so that's why you guys are in my class, even though, you know, you're supposed to be here. But again, thrilled to have you guys all here for the most part. I love how a lot of you guys have your cameras on. Greatly appreciated. Remember that beginning next week, Joshua G, he's good. Maria and Jackie Robles, boom. Where's Maria Hernandez? Let me mark her present too. Boom, boom, boom. Letting these kids in. Okay, we shall get us started. Okay, remember that you're, oh, and Steph, oh, what do you know? Stephanie Camponillo is here too. Perfect. Or Campoyo, like con chicken. Love it. Ruby Sanchez also está aquí. Where's Sanchez? Sanchez. Boom. Okay, so couple of quick things before we get started. Okay, number one, as you saw in the Google Classroom, you guys have a test on Monday. We're not gonna have a Zoom session on Monday. Okay, that Monday we're gonna use for you guys to take the test, and you guys can take the test whenever you guys would like. Okay, so let me go to my Google Classroom real quick. And let me share with you guys, well, and you guys already saw everything anyway, at least I hope, okay? So it's in the front page of the Google Classroom, right here. What the heck? Oh, you know what? I posted in the wrong spot, that's why. Huh. Okay, actually, did I post it? That's weird. Okay, in any case, and close your key accounts. So from now on, I gave you guys a personal account in order for you guys to access everything that we're doing on Kia, okay? So if you click on this, all of your accounts are right here, okay? And all the passwords are the same. Now, when you log into Kia, you actually have the opportunity to change your password, okay? If you want to change your password, you're going to go right here to kia.com/web, okay? You're going to type in your username and password. I'm going to steal Michelle's account, okay? So I'm going to go Michelle Aguilar 520. Sorry, Michelle. All right, so I'm going to type in Michelle Aguilar 520 and the password CCVH go. CCVHS go, okay? It'll take you to this. Now, this is not important, okay? You need to go to here. You can use this to change your password. So you can click on My Account. And then right here, if you need to change your password, you can click there. When you click there, you type in the current password, and then you can type in the new password. I highly recommend it, okay? Highly recommend it so you guys can make your account private. I did make the accounts public in the beginning, okay? Just a heads up. Just because, you know, I want you guys to see everything. Oh, I see a chat. The first quiz of the year was homework. Yes, it was, David. Yes, it was, David. I wasn't giving you guys a quiz just for fun, right? It was homework. And your quiz is now officially due, and your quiz is inaccessible. So, for example, okay, for those of you who said, oh, no, I forgot to take the quiz. Well, let's check to see if we can have access to the quiz. First quiz of the year. Click on Kia. Boom! It says it's not available, which means if you didn't do it, you got a 0. Okay, I give you guys 3 days to do it. So after today, that's it. If you forgot, you lost 5 points. Now, remember, there's extra credit. Okay, you can do extra credit, and it's due by the end of Sunday. After this Sunday, that link is going to be inactive. Okay, so I'm very strict. Okay, I am very strict on what's it called, on this stuff. Okay, so this website here is super duper strong. Okay, so if you guys are falling behind, or if you guys aren't catching up, you're not going to be happy about this class. Okay, guaranteed, because I am in control of you. Okay, any questions, comments, or, oh, I see a comment, however. Mr. Nunez, on Monday, we are going to enter a session to take roll or no. The way that I'm taking attendance is I just mark it on my little sheet right here, okay? And then I mark it, and then at the end of the period, I'll update attendance there, okay? So great question, Rafael Portillo. This week, I'm gonna be nice. If you don't have your video on, that's fine. But next week, if you keep it off throughout the entire period, well, if you have it off for like 30 seconds to fix yourself or get something to drink, that's fine. But if you're gonna keep it off for like more than a half hour, that's a big problem, okay? So like, for example, I don't see Michelle's beautiful face. I don't see David Vale's beautiful face. I don't even know who Maria looks like. I know a Maria, but I don't know if she exists. I know Brian exists. I know Ruby exists. Where's Jennifer? Is she there? I don't see Jennifer. There she is. There's that Jennifer. There you are, Jennifer. We're gonna have a fun year this year, Jennifer. We're gonna have a fun year. All right. Any questions in regards to Kia? Okay, your accounts are there. I highly recommend that you guys do change your passwords as soon as possible. Okay. Now, the test, like I mentioned, will be on Monday, and everyone's gonna get a link to the test, and you have until Wednesday at midnight to do it. Okay, so you don't have to do it Monday at 9 a.m. That's totally fine, but you have 3 days to do the test, and that's all you're doing for that Monday, and that test is worth 100 points. 15 questions, 100 points, okay? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Oakley dokley. All right, so I want to go over 3 more lessons. So here we go. The first lesson I want to go over, and this is going to take a little bit of a while. So again, in order for you guys to be successful, you need a notebook. No notebook, no success, okay? Please take notes. I do save the videos. You saw me post the videos yesterday. I'll be a little bit quicker this time around to have the videos posted, okay? So the topic I want to talk about today is graphing quadratic functions, okay? So we're going to talk about graphing quadratic functions. Okay, now there are tools that I'm going to show you guys in which you can graph quadratic functions. However, you are going to have to find the x-intercepts by hand. Okay, if you don't do it by hand, then I'm going to mark you off on your test. Okay, so let's give you guys a function here. F of x equals, let's go x squared minus 6x let's go, wow, I may have brain fart, minus 27, okay? So x squared minus 6x minus 27. Whenever we can graph a quadratic function, we can find three things, okay? The first thing that we can find, and this is the easiest part, okay? We can find the y-intercept, okay? It is right in front of you, okay? In order to find the y-intercept, x has to equal 0. Remember that also f of x also means y. So I can say y equals 0 squared minus 6 times 0 minus 27. Everything goes bye-bye except for what number? Anybody? If I plug in 0 for x, everything goes bye-bye except for what? Yes, the 20, and it's negative 27. Very good. So all this goes bye-bye except for 27. So or negative 27. So the y-intercept, wow, this is terrible. The y-intercept is negative 27. And you have to write it as an ordered pair. 0, negative 27. Boom. Okay, that's the first part. Okay, the second part, we need to find the x-intercept. Okay, and then in order to find the x-intercept, we have to set the equation equal to 0. In other words, we need to set y equal to 0. Okay, so we go 0 equals x squared minus 20, not 20, but 6x minus 27. Okay, minus 6x minus 27. And then what we're doing here is we're finding the x-intercepts. And we did this last class, okay? By what tool are we using to find the x-intercepts? Finding the roots, finding the zeros of the function. What tool are we using? What tool are we using? It's a letter. Yes, Juan, it's the magic X. Very good. I don't know if you're fixing your camera, but I guess when you fix your camera, it made the sound of the letter X. We use the magic X, okay? The number on the top is negative 27. The number on the bottom is negative 6. So what two numbers multiply to negative 27, also at the same time add to negative 6? Anybody can type it in the chat. Or how about this?
9.
Yes, 9 and 3. Which one's got to be negative though?
Negative 9.
Yes, very good, because we need negative 6. Very good. So automatically, it's going to be x minus 6 and then x plus 3. Remember, we have two equations. We set them both equal to 0. Okay, so 0 equals x minus 6, and then 0 equals x plus 3. The two x-intercepts are going to be 6 and then negative 3. So it's 6, 0, and then negative 3, 0. Those are your two x-intercepts. You have your y-intercept. I'm going to cut to the chase, okay? And I'm going to save you guys some time to find the vertex, okay? So the last thing you need to find is the vertex. I'm going to put a box right here, okay? And we're going to write down vertex. And the reason why I'm not really caring right now about how to find the vertex algebraically is you're going to use my favorite tool, good old Desmos, okay? Remember, the vertex is the highest. That's a terrible parabola. Okay, it is the highest or the lowest peak. So boop, that's a vertex, or boop, that's a vertex. So what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna train you guys real quick on how to use Desmos. Okay, you're gonna go to the to like Google Chrome or whatever. Okay, to find Desmos. Let's use this. Let's do that instead. Okay, you're gonna type in Desmos. Okay, and I'll put the website on Google Classroom too. You're going to type in calculator. And the cool thing about this is the way that you see it, the equation here, you can even just say y equals, okay? The way that you see it is the way you can type it in and it'll graph it accordingly. So I can go y equals x squared minus 6x minus 27, okay? And notice how we've got the x-intercepts right here and right here. And then we have the vertex, boop, 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 right here. Okay, and that is our vertex. Okay, remember, it's the lowest peak of the graph. So I'm allowing you guys to use Desmos to find the vertex. Okay, so it's going to be 3, negative 36. So for this right here, the vertex, it's going to be 3 and negative 36. Okay. Any questions on this? Now, remember that in the program that you guys are using and everything, all the work that I'm asking you guys to do, you need to write the work as fractions, okay? You need to write the work as fractions, okay? Just a heads up, all right? So, or sorry, not the work, but the X-intercept, and if the Y-intercept, just in case, okay? The X and Y-intercepts need to be as fractions. The vertex can be a decimal because that allows me to see that you guys are using Desmos to find what you need, okay? So let's actually go ahead and let's actually do one of the questions, okay? So we're gonna do this here. And we're gonna figure out, if you haven't done it yet, okay, we're gonna figure out how to do it, okay? It's not optional, but we'll just go with it. Boo-ka-choo, okay? So boo-ka-choo. Let's go ahead and do, shoot, I forgot to put, okay, gives me a chance to fix it. Okay, we're gonna do number 12, okay? So we're gonna do number 12 here, okay? So we're gonna go y equals, okay? 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Let's find the y-intercept first. That should be the easiest thing. Can anyone tell me what the y-intercept is? It's right in front of you.
-5.
Yes, very good, -5. So that means, boop, right there, right, 0, -5. Okay, now let's find the x-intercept. Okay, remember we set the equation equal to 0. So 0 equals 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Okay, we have to magic x this. However, it's not -5 on the top. It's not -5 on the top. It's -5 times what?
1.
Not 1.
6.
Very good, Colocho, it's 6. So -30 is on the top because we have to multiply 6 and -5, and on the bottom, tenemos que poner -7. So give me two numbers that multiply to 30. Remember, it has to add to -7. So just give me two numbers that multiply to 30 to see if it works.
10 and 3.
Very good. Which one's negative?
-10.
Yes, the 10, not the 3, because we want it to be -7. Remember, if there's a number next to the x squared, boop, we need to expand this. So now it becomes -10x plus 3x, and then 6x squared on the left, and then -5 on the right. We group up 2 at a time to see what we can take out. From this first group, what can we take out? Obviously, I'll do the easy part. We can take out an x. That's easy. So I did the easy part, Gerardo. I got you there. I took out an x. So let's look at the 6 and the 10. What can I divide 6 and 10 both by?
2.
Very good, 2. So if I take out a 2, I'm going to be left with 3x minus 5. And in the other one, there's nothing I can take out, but I'm going to put a 1 here. Why? Because 1 times anything will be the same thing. Okay, so I know I'm correct if these are the same. Okay, so the first factor is going to be 3x minus 5. And the other factor, I'm going to put these together. 2x plus 1. Don't forget that it equals 0. So I've got 2 equations now. I've got 2 equations here. Okay, so I've got 3x minus 5 equals 0. And then 2x plus 1 equals 0. Your goal is to get x by itself. 3x equals -5 actually. X equals 5 over 3. Leave it as a fraction. Do not make it a decimal, please. Okay, 2x equals -1. And then x equals -1 over 2. Those are your 2 x-intercepts. And please write them also as ordered pairs. Okay, so those are your 2 x-intercepts. And the last thing we need to find is the vertex. And we can use Desmos. Okay, now the funny thing is you can use Desmos to find the x-intercepts as well, but those x-intercepts will be decimals. I don't want decimals. I want you guys to use this idea to find the x-intercept so you can find the exact answer. Because if you're going to give me a decimal, you're rounding it. I don't want you guys to round it. I want you guys to give me the exact answer. Okay, for the vertex, that doesn't matter. I don't really care about that because at least that tells me you can use the tool. Okay, so we're going to type in the equation, 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Okay, 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Okay, and if I zoom out, boom, there's my graph, and it's right there, 0.583 and then negative 7.042. Okay, so it's going to be 0.583 and then negative 7.042. There's your vertex. Okay, now after we find everything, okay, I'll give you guys about a minute or so to copy this all down, okay, because now what I'm going to do is we're going to type everything into the program. Okay, we're going to type everything into the program here. Okay, I'll wait 5 more seconds. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so to type into the program, okay, so I'm going to go to Kia. Do I have it pulled up? Yes, I do. Okay, so we're going to go here. Okay, so you're going to type in Y-Intercept, okay, and you're going to write down the Y-Intercept. It was 0, comma, negative 7. Oh, sorry, 0, comma, negative 5. I need to change that to a, yeah, I got to change that to a negative 5. So I'll do that later. So I'll have to make note of that real quick. So fix 12, and I think there was another problem, 13. Got to fix those two. Okay, so the Y-Intercept is 0, negative 5. The X-Intercept, okay, we found out to be these two fractions, 5 over 3, comma 0, and then negative 1/2, comma 0. So you're going to go 5 over 3, comma 0, and then another parentheses, negative 1 over 2, comma 0, okay? And then the vertex, you're going to write it as ordered pair, right? So it was, I believe, negative 0.583, and then negative 7.042. Now for this one here, it's not going to recognize the answer. I am going to see this work, so as long as you guys have all this here, okay, organized, you'll get full credit for it, okay? So I'm not going to submit it because it's not going to recognize that it's right or wrong. I have to check these visually, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind for sure, okay? Any questions on this particular assignment here? Now we are moving on for sure. Okay, let's move on here. All right, so we've already gone over graphing quadratics, factoring quadratics, and then solving quadratic equations. The next thing I want to do is talk about using the quadratic formula, okay? You know what? Let's have some fun. Okay, I think Colocho knows what I'm talking about here. I think Bryant knows what I'm talking about. Quadratic formula song. This should look very familiar, okay? Right? So the quadratic formula is used whenever we're looking for X-intercepts if we can't use the magic X, right? We can use it for any quadratic function, okay? However, if we can't find the factors using the magic X, this would be our backup, even though we can use it for any quadratic function. So the quadratic formula is this.
The quadratic formula's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Again!
Quadratic formula's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Again!
Quadratic formula's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
One more!
The quadratic formula's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
You're using this in order to find, again, the X-intercepts, and we get A, B, and C from the quadratic equation, okay? So any single quadratic function is always written like this, okay? And Brian, I'm glad that you remember this. I'm glad that this is now stuck in your head for the rest of your life, all right? Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, A comes from the number next to x squared, B comes from the number next to the x, and then C comes from the number that doesn't have an x, right? Okay, so let's use it, okay? And I'm gonna put the formula here just so you guys can remember, okay? Negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Okay, so let's use it into context, okay? Something that we cannot factor, okay? So let's go y equals, I don't know, 4x squared minus 3x minus 2. Okay, this is not factorable, but we can use the quadratic formula. Let's prove why it's not factorable, okay? Two numbers that multiply to -8 add to -3. Are there any factors that exist? Like the only numbers that exist for 8 are 4 and 2 and 1 and 8. But when we combine those, we don't get 3, rather -3. So this will be sad faces. So we have to use the quadratic formula, okay? Now, you also need to respect the values of the numbers as well. Very crucial, okay? So let's go to this here, okay? So actually not y equals. I'm actually gonna change this to x equals, and I'm gonna change the color, okay? X equals, I'm gonna put a big line, negative burp, plus or minus beep bop burp, okay? Burp squared minus 4 burp, burp, over 2 times burp. We need to fill in the blanks, okay? Based on these numbers here, what are A, B, and C? What's A? Anybody? I love how Gerardo, anybody?
Square.
What is it? One?
4x squared.
Good, okay, so it's not 4x squared, Juan on Juan, it's actually just 4. We don't take the x squared with it, it's just 4. Okay, just 4. Okay, so what's B? We're not taking the x. What would be B?
-3.
Very good, Juan. It's -3. And C is -2. Okay, and we're going to fill those in to all the blanks based on this. So this B, even though there's a negative outside, the B is -3. So it's going to be -3. Okay, so -3 plus or minus square root of -3 squared minus 4 times 4 times -2 over 2 times 4. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to simplify. Okay, so we've got now 3 plus or minus the square root of 9. -4 times 4 is -16. -16 times 2, that is going to be a positive 32. All of that over 8. Okay, now to finish this off, okay, I get 3 plus or minus the square root of 30, not 39, but 41 over 8. Now, the way that I want you guys, actually, no, we'll make a difference anyway. Okay, so actually, I'll have to double check it. Okay, so in this case, actually, it is going to matter. We'll see. Okay, so this is the final answer. So you can have two different answers. 3 plus radical 41 over 8, and then 3 minus radical 41 over 8. So those are going to be the two answers here. Now, we have to break down 41, but 41 is a prime number. Okay, so those will be the two answers. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how to type this into Kia, but those will be the two answers here. Okay, and notice how they're not whole numbers; they're actually irrational numbers. Okay, because one of the terms has a square root in it. Okay, I'll give you guys a few seconds to copy this down. We are officially halfway done with this lecture, guys. Halfway done. And Michelle, I just saw that you put down -3. My apologies for not recognizing it. My apologies, Michelle. Cannot forget about you, Michelle. Okay, we'll go 10 more seconds. I appreciate the love, Michelle. Certainly appreciate the love. Okay, 5 more seconds. I'm trying to recognize how I put the answers. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at one of the practice problems. Okay, so from Desmos, or sorry, not from Desmos, but from the website, we're going to click on using the quadratic formula. Yeah, we're gonna do another one right now. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Okay, so we're gonna go boo, cut you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at another one. And notice what I have you guys do. Okay, so if I want you guys to write it like this, okay, you're gonna use this idea. Okay, you're gonna type it in separately. So that's what I want you guys to do to write it out. And it has to be simplified. Okay, notice how it says provide the reduced answer. Okay, so if there's two answers, you need to separate it like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it like number 10, for example. Okay, we're gonna do number 10 together. 6x squared minus 2x minus 1. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna draw a line right here. Okay, 6x squared minus 2x minus 1. And I'm gonna put the formula here. Okay, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2 times a. So before we even write anything out, we need to identify a, b, and c. So in this problem here, what's a? You can type it or you can say it. Your choice.
6.
6.
Wow, that was very aggressive. A very aggressive 6. What is b?
2.
Negative 2. Good job, Ruby. Good job, Yennefer. And good job. I think Gerardo also said negative 2. It's not just 2, it's negative 2. You got to bring the negative with it. And then C is negative 1. Okay. I love how everyone's super excited to learn math at 9 in the morning because I'm excited to teach math at 9 in the morning, even though it's too early for anything right now. Let's get to it. All right. X equals negative blank plus or minus blank squared minus not 2 but 4 and then 2 blanks blip, 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 over 2 times blip. Okay, can anyone tell me what's going to go in the first blank right here?
Negative 2.
Very good, negative 2. Okay, and then here also negative 2. What are going to go in these 2 blanks here, the one next to the 4s?
Negative 6 and negative 1.
Well, not actually. Let me make that an equal sign. So they're both equal. So it's 6 and negative 1, not negative 6. But yeah, I see your point there. And then 2 times 6 on the bottom. So as we go forward, it's going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 24 over 12. Now, if I go forward, it's going to be 2 plus the square root of 28 over 12. The kicker to this is I need to break down 28. So this one I can break down. Okay, I can break this down. So we're going to use a factor tree to break down 28. It's a little bit extra stuff, but it's actually not that bad. So give me 2 numbers that multiply to 28.
Seven, 4.
Very good, 7 and 4. Okay, so 7 and 4. We break down 4 and it becomes 2 and 2. Any pair that I have, I can take out, okay? Anything that I did not pair stays inside the radical. So this means, okay, I'm gonna put the answer right here, okay? It's gonna be 2 plus or minus, I take out a 2, I leave the 7 inside, I put the 12 here, and I can divide both of these with the 12 by 2. So this means it becomes 1 plus or minus the square root of 7 over 6. Okay, so those are your 2 answers here. Okay, however, you're not going to write it like that in the program. You're going to do 1 plus square root of 7 over 6 and then 1 minus square root of 7 over 6. Okay, so copy this down. Okay, but that is the answer if we're not typing it in. Okay, if we're typing it in, we're going to do it something different. Now, if you type it in incorrectly, I'll see the answer, and if you actually have the right answer, I'll recorrect it for your test, okay? So just a heads up there, okay? I'm gonna wait a few more seconds for you guys to write this down. I see Kenya sealing, Ruby sealing. I hope you didn't like go like, I'm turning it on, and then, oh, I'm leaving. But I think a lot of you guys are you know, are you guys watching this on your phone, some of you guys? Or some of you guys watching this on your phone? I can tell because I can see the ceiling, right? But I feel like you guys are using that so you can take down notes, right? So like from time to time, if you guys just like maybe show your face, say like, hey, mister, I'm here over your phone. Like Andrea, can you maybe pop your head to see if you're there? Andrea? There you go. Okay, just want to make sure, right? Because I feel like a lot of you, we had a discussion yesterday with our teachers saying like, well, I'm seeing a lot of ceilings. But I figure since you guys are using your phones, you guys are, just, if you can show your face by doing that. Okay, so let's get to it here. All right, so for this one right here, again, what you can even do, can you copy? Yeah, you can copy and paste. So I'm going to copy this here, okay? And I'm going to paste this here, okay? So I'm going to put this, okay, put a comma right here. It was 1 plus square root of 7 over 6, and then 1 minus square root of 7 over 6, okay? So again, even though you can't really see it, again, you can get it from here. Take off the and, just put a comma there just for the sake of argument, okay? So if you're gonna write it like this, if you see here, you separate them. I'm gonna click on submit answers, and it should recognize it. Okay, we'll just click submit to see if it worked. Yep, and it made it correct, okay? So I did make it so that it recognizes that if you're gonna write it like this, just have them separate. Okay, just have them separate. So I'm gonna go back real quick. It did not work. So I'm actually gonna type it for you guys, okay, for this problem here. 1 plus, and notice how I did square root, SQRT, parentheses, 7 divided by 4, and then comma, 1 minus SQRT, parentheses 7 divided by 4, okay? You're gonna click on submit answers. Answer has already been submitted. We'll just we'll start over it, but it's the same thing. You're gonna get the answer correct, okay? Any questions on this here? Oakley dokley. Okay, we have one more thing I want to do, okay? Multiplying polynomials, okay? Multiplying polynomials, all right? So I gave you guys the easy part of this because what we're doing here is you're just basically, we'll do this here, multiplying polynomials. Multiplying polynomials, okay? If you see this, x minus 7, and then x plus 2. For those who had me, okay, obviously for those who also have Morales as well, we're using a shape in order to go from here to the expanded version without parentheses. Does anyone remember the shape that we use in order to expand this? It's a 3-letter word.
Box.
Yes, the blocks method, right, Colocho? The blocks method. Very good. I'm glad that you remember and recognize it, okay? This is a 2x2 because I got 2 terms in each. I'm going to put the terms on the top and on the side, okay? So it's x negative 7 here, and then x and 2 here. And then what we're doing here is we're basically just finding the area of each of the boxes, okay? For this area right here, it's x squared. For the bottom left, it's 2x. For the top right, it's negative 7x. And then for the bottom right, it's negative 14. We then combine like terms by adding or subtracting depending on the operation, okay? Anything we cannot combine, just bring it down with it. So it's, and we always put it in order. X squared, negative 7 plus 2, that's gonna be negative 5. So it's negative 5x, and then minus 14. Voila, you're done. Okay, you're done there. Okay, I made it simple so that all you're doing is doing 2 terms by 2 terms. I made it very straightforward. Okay, any questions here? Any questions here? Okay, so let's do a quick practice problem to show you guys how to input it. Okay, so I'm gonna click on multiplying polynomials. I'm gonna go boo, kachu again for the name. Okay, and I'll take you to this. Now, in order to write x squared, you're gonna use x and then the caret and the 2 next to it. Okay, let's do something where there's a number next to the x. So let's do the 6x plus 1 and then 7x minus 6. Okay, let's do that real quick. Okay, so 6x plus 1 and then 7x minus 6. Okay, so let's do the blocks method and let's figure out each of the areas. 6x plus, you're gonna have to put the plus 1 here. 6x and 1 here, and then 7x and then negative 6. Let's go and find each of the areas. for this top left area, what is that area? The 6x and the 7x, what does that become?
42x.
42x what though?
Square.
Squared. Remember, there's two x's, so it's got to be squared. So it's 42x squared. Now let's find the bottom left, the 6x times negative 6. What would that be?
Negative 36x.
Very good, Gerardo. Negative 36x. Okay. Top right, 7x times 1.
7x.
7x. Very good. Good job, Michelle, also. And then finalmente, 1 times negative 6. Negative 6. Very good. Okay, let's combine like terms now. Okay, let me erase this and make this a little bit better. It kicked me out. I apologize, Joshua, but I think you're back in, I believe. Yeah, you're good. So you're good. Okay, so now we're going to combine like terms, 42x squared. Okay, we combine these. Negative 36 plus 7. That is going to be negative 29x. And then minus 6. And there you go. Okay, that's what it combines to. Okay, that will be for the expression. Okay, so we type it the way it looks. Okay, so let's type that in. Okay, I'll give you guys a few seconds to copy this down here. A few seconds. What about a lot of you guys are keeping your cameras on? I'm hoping that Brian's still there. I love how Jennifer's still there. I love how Jose have his head still there. Gina, thank you for being there. Ruby, oh yes, thank you. All right, who else? Zion, David Vale, Stephanie Campoyo. Oh, I'm getting a little worried. Oh, there you are. There's Litzy at least. All right. Here we go. So let's type this in. Okay, real quick. All right. 42 x caret 2 minus 29x and then minus 6. Okay. So notice how this, even though it looks a little bit funky because of the x caret 2, looks like this. Okay. So when you type that in, let's submit the answer. Let's check and see if we got it. And we did. We have that answer there. Okay. Yeah, so notice how the response, boom, we have that there. We got it. Okay. Any questions on this? Yes, 100%. Yes, I'm glad. This is easy, okay? This is actually the easy part. So for your test real quick, 15 questions, okay? And you can, real quick, you cannot go back, okay? Once you log in and you type in your name, you only have one chance to do the test. So you only have one chance. So you only have 75 minutes to do the test. Okay. Now for the test, it'll be 3 questions on each of these. So it'll be 15 questions, 3 questions on each of these. Okay. So just a heads up there. So 3 questions on each of those. Okay. And do not forget also that you have extra credit. Okay. If you click that, it's due by Sunday at midnight. You have the quiz that's coming up, or not quiz. Actually, that's pretty much it. So again, to log into your account, do not forget to go to the geometry period 1 and just make sure that you guys are using your account. That is the only way that you guys can get access, right? That's the only way you guys can get access to your test that you guys are taking on Monday. And you have until Wednesday at midnight to finish the test. Okay, and then from there, I'll update the grades after the fact. I do want to go over your quiz real quick. Okay, I do want to go over your quiz very quickly. So let me go to my Kia account real quick. And CCBHS. Okay, what do we have to do again? I went to the bathroom. So again, all you're doing real quick, Gene, and I'm glad you let me know. Okay, you don't have to tell me that you went to the bathroom. It's totally fine. You're doing these 5 assignments. Are due by Sunday. On your test, Gene, okay, you're gonna have 3 questions on each of these, 15 questions total. There's not gonna be a Zoom session on Monday. I'm just gonna give you guys a link to your test, okay? And to access your test, you need your account, okay? So you need to use your account that's specified for you to log into your test, okay? You only have one chance to do the test, 75 minutes to do the entire test, okay? Any questions on that, Gene? Oakley dokley. Okay, so let's take a look at the quiz. Let me go to my quizzes real quick. And let's see. Where did it go? Oh, you know what? It's in my other account. That's why. Un segundo. 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's go to quizzes again. And here we go. Okay, so let's go to preview here. Out of these 5 questions, okay, number 1, you had to get x by itself, okay? So you had to get x by itself. So let's actually do that real quick. 8x plus 1 equals 13, okay? Can anyone walk me through how to get x by itself? This is a basic algebra topic. How do we get x by itself?
Move the 1 to the right.
Very good, by subtraction. So 8x equals 12. Then what's our last step?
Divide 8.
Divide by 8. So I can say x is 12 over 8, or I can also say x is 6 over 4, or I can say x is 3 over 2. Okay, any one of those 3 were acceptable. I did not accept decimals, however. Notice how it said no decimals, okay? So 12 over 8 could have been an answer, or x equals 12 over 8 is another example. Number 2, round the following number to the nearest hundredth, okay? So 743.86131. Let's do number 2 real quick, okay? So 743.86131. Out of all these digits here, which digit is in the hundredths place? It's on the right side of the decimal. So here's the decimal. Which digit is the hundredths?
Is it the 6?
It is the 6. Very good, Gene. Okay, so now look at the number to the right of it. And if it's between 0 and 4, we keep that number the same. If it's 5 or bigger, we round it to a 7. But it's not, right? It's between 0 and 4. So it's 743.86. And that's what the answer should have been. Okay, so let's type that in real quick. 743.86. Okay, number 3, determine the x and y-intercepts for the following problem. We actually kind of just went over this, right? 8x minus 6y equals negative 48. Let's do that real quick. So number 3, 8x minus 6y equals negative 48. Let's find the x-intercept. In order to find the x-intercept, remember that y has to be 0. So it's 8x minus 6 times 0 equals negative 48. 8x equals negative 48. When I divide, it's negative 6. So it's negative 6 comma 0. And then to find the y-intercept, same thing, but x has to be 0. Okay, 8 times 0 minus 6y equals negative 48. Negative 6y equals negative 48. Y then equals 8. The ordered pair is 0, 8. And you're typing it exactly as an ordered pair. Okay, so negative 6, 0, and then 0, 8. Let's type that in accordingly. Okay, so it's going to be negative 6, 0, negative 6, 0, and then 0, 0, 8, sorry. Okay. Number 4, I feel like a lot of you guys missed. It's not hard, okay? It was not hard. If you want to figure out how much percent of the basket are apples, add everything up. That's what you're dividing with, okay? So for number 4, okay? For number 4, what you're doing is we add 22 and 40, right? So 22 plus 40, that's going to be 62, okay? That's how many apples are in the basket. So I go 22 divided by 62, okay? If I use Desmos real quick, so 22 divided by 62. As a decimal, it's 0.354, okay, or 3548. Let's type that in. So 0.354 0.48. But I want it as a percent. So two things. Number one, to convert a decimal to a percent, we move the decimal twice. And then notice how it needed to be to the nearest 10th. So here's the 10th digit. That is bigger than 5 or bigger, 35.5%. Or 35.5. One of those two were acceptable, okay? One of those two are acceptable. So I can go 35.5 for that one. And then for this last one, all we got to do is get x by itself. And if there's a negative next to an x, we'd flip the inequality. Let's do that really quickly, okay? So we have negative 9x plus 4 less than negative 13. Was it negative 13? Yes, it was. To get x by itself, we subtract 4. And then we divide by negative 9, but since there's a negative here, we have to flip the inequality. So x is greater than 17 over 9. And that's what the answer should have been. No, we were not supposed to do the quiz. You're supposed to do the quiz Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I gave you guys 3 days to do it. If you missed out, you lost on 5 points. Okay, so x is greater than 17 over 9. When we preview the results, 5 out of 5. Okay, 5 out of 5. All right. So like I said, on the test, you only have one chance to do the test, 75 minutes. So keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind for sure. All right, so be very pretentious about it. We're going to end the class, I think, 10 minutes early. I think we've covered everything that we need to cover. Are there any questions on anything? No questions, no comments, no concerns. Remember, office hours, my Calendly link is there on the bottom. I might be adjusting it throughout the day. I'm available today and tomorrow from 2 to 5. If you want to access me about anything, I'm updating grades later today. So if you have not done the quiz, you're starting off with the 0. Extra credit is due by Sunday. So keep that in mind for sure. Okay. Let me just look at attendance one more time and make sure that the kids were here. Hey, Zeus, I think you were here, right? Hey, Zeus.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yes. Cool. You're good. Adolfo's out of my class. Valeria. No, I don't think, did I see Valeria? I did not. Oakley Dokley. Marco Ramos. Marco is not there. Okay. And Kimberly, so I thought I saw Kimberly Sosa here. Yes, I did. So let me mark you present. And then Samantha Vigil. No Samantha Vigil. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna mark you guys. So let me show you guys one more thing before we're done, actually. Okay, so let me share my screen and let me show you guys how I'm taking attendance beginning next week. Okay, I'm not gonna hide that from you guys. This is how we mark attendance. Okay, so when I click on this, I have all these options. Okay, so I have online present, unresponsive, work submitted, left session early, and then obviously all the other stuff. Okay, for the ones that are not here, I'm just gonna mark absent unexcused, okay, because you didn't show up. Okay, if you were here, I need to mark you guys online present. If I call on you and you did not respond, that means unresponsive. Okay, work submitted, okay, is a little bit tricky, but I'm not gonna use it, okay? I'm gonna use mainly UN and LE, unresponsive, left session early. If I go to CT, that means someone had to contact you to make sure why you didn't come to class. So for all the AUs, for the ones that are not here, someone's gonna be calling, you know, their parents or their guardian or their dog or whoever to make sure what the heck is going on, okay? Field trip, I'm not sure. That'll be a cheat thing most likely, okay? So that's how I'm marking attendance. So for those that are here, for at least today, online present. In order for you guys to get the online present starting on Monday, your cameras need to be on, okay? Beginning Monday. If you have issues with your camera, okay, please let me know basically right away or send me an email about the camera issue. But everyone should have their cameras working, okay? Beginning Monday, okay? Mr. Nunez, can I take the quiz? I missed the first day because they confused my schedule. I will be nice, Juan, okay? I'll have to make you another quiz. So I'll make you another quiz later today. Okay, I'll send you the link personally, okay? I'll send you that link personally later today, okay? So different questions for that matter, okay? But same idea. Okay, any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Mister,
Yes, I heard a Mr. Colocho.
for the homework, you check the work, right? Like the answer?
I do check the work. Yes, so if you got like a really low score, I do check to see what you typed in, and if you you know, typed it in incorrectly, then I'll recorrect it for you and I'll give you full credit. The same goes for your test. Even though a lot of it's automatic, like if you see like you got a 30%, I will see your answers anyway, and I'll give you partial credit if you were kind of close based on typing in the answers. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I lost the quiz too. Guys, you need to be responsible, okay? Need to be responsible. But I'll give a link to Juan and then Karen, okay? Expect a link later today, and that is due Friday. Okay, tomorrow by the end of the day. Okay, I'll give you guys personal links for it. Okay? Any other questions? Now, I also see if you did do it. So if you're lying to me, Karen, and I see that your name was listed as one that did the quiz, I'm not going to give it to you. But for sure, I'm going to give one to Juan and Karen. Okay, different questions, however. And 30 minutes as well. Okay? All right, if there are no questions, we are done for the day. I'll mark up attendance. I will see you guys back on Monday. Okay, so no Zoom session. Remember, just test on Monday. I'll see you guys on Monday.